Well, first of all, I think, as I said on the court, Wawrinka was a better player in most of the part of the match because he was more aggressive and just played better tennis. On the other hand, me, I just tried to hang on and fight and be mentally tough and believe all the way through that I can actually win. And I sincerely believe that as the match progresses and longer it goes, I felt like I had maybe that physical edge over him. That I also being in particularly these matches and situations, playing on a big stage in semifinals, maybe that experience could give me a little bit more of comfort on the court mentally also. So even though I was quite nervous, at the start of the match, and we played 5 sets, I still felt that I was there, that I was fighting. But credit to him for playing really well, and we had some great exchanges and squirrely conditions. Definitely not easy to play because you have to always adjust to where the wind goes and make a lot of footsteps. But in the end of the day, I managed to stay tough and play well when I needed to, and that's something that definitely encourages me to play.
Stan said you were extremely nervous today, and he said maybe because of his game you couldn't find a game plan, but was it the only reason why maybe you, especially at the start of the match, you were really extremely nervous?
Well, yes, I mean, I was nervous because, first of all, it's normal to be nervous, excited, whatever you want to call it, there's a lot of sensations that go through your mind, through your body, because it's semifinals or not Grand Slam. And even though I've been in this particular situation for many times in my career, I still feel the big excitement and I knew that he was playing well and he had a tremendous performance against Murray. So I knew that he's going to come out and with big backhands and be aggressive. So I tried to be close to the line, but I wasn't managing to find my rhythm. That's what frustrated me. I wasn't hitting the ball well, a lot of unforced errors, but it was one of those days, where even if you don't feel well on the court, you have to be tough and believe that you can win. And I've done so.
And Novak, the warning for coaching seemed to take you by surprise. Did the umpire explain what he?
Yeah, I mean, in that particular moment, I thought that maybe it wasn't fair to get a warning at that particular moment because I wasn't communicating with my box. But there were a few times then I was looking into my box and the coach was trying to help out. So I have no complaints about the warning. I thought it's fair in general, and I have to take it.
Yeah, Novak, you've gotten through this tournament thus far with relative ease. Is it in hindsight perhaps not such a bad thing to have had a real test like Stan gave you today going into a final?
Absolutely. I knew I'm going to be tested more and more as the tournament goes on. It's of course semifinals against a player who is playing maybe the best season of his life and came up winning against in straight sets and was defending champion, so he had nothing to lose and it was the first time playing in the Grand Slam semifinals. So it was always going to be tough for both me and him, and I knew that coming to the court. Maybe that fact made it a bit more tense. But as I said, I managed to find my way through, to adjust, and to win. And that's what counts. And I'm really happy that I won in 5 sets again, coming back from 2 sets to 1 down. Mentally, to help me. And physically, I'm fine. I haven't been spending much time on the court before this this match today, and we're going to have 2 days now to get ready for the finals.
Can I follow up, Tim, real quick, just to say, mentally, how much will it also help you? This is 4 in a row for you. You've been on this stage before. Talk about. That's a remarkable achievement in and of itself.
I'm playing on North Russia. Next to Australian Open that I won 4 times, and this is definitely my most successful court that I played on. You know, I'm playing 4 finals now in a row, and five means it's great. I mean, 7-8 years that I've been coming back here, I've played at least semifinals and every U.S. Open, and fantastic. I mean, I have this great kind of feeling and atmosphere that goes around U.S. Open. I love the energy here, but I also have a big team of people, and I stay at a friend's house, and it's all this kind of a family kind of sensation, and it's important. You know, it gives me a great deal of motivation, but also comfort. You know, to recover and to always, you know, be fresh on the court.
So, first of all, congrats. Good run.
Thank you.
I think you could say that maybe no one in history has played and actually lost 2 more notable games in the game today. This incredible last game of the Wimbledon final, which was so historic and so tough. But can you take a moment and just talk about what it's like to get in the rhythm of these long games and what goes through your mind? Can you constantly compare those 2 incredible games?
Yeah, well, Grand Slams always take the best out of every tennis player in the world, because these are the tournaments where all the attention is directed from the world of sport, and these are the tournaments that are most valuable in our sport, and this is where you want to play best. So that's why I feel that not just top players, but everybody who is taking a part in Grand Slam, it's just a special, very unique feeling, and you're extra motivated to give everything you have, and especially at this stage of the tournament when you're playing best of 5 and have a shot to eventually to be in the finals. So you know, the Wimbledon again was a kind of a similar run to this one, except the fact that I hope I will win the finals. I had a great run up to the semis, you know, we haven't spent much time on the court, and then in the semis I had this 5-set battle with Del Potro, which also you can compare it to this year's US Open with Wawrinka. So, but you know, hard court is my most successful surface. This is where I can say I feel most comfortable and confident, and hopefully I can perform better than I've done in Wimbledon finals and get a chance to win a trophy.
You play a lot of guys who go out and they get on fire and they start hitting lines and then they get a break, whatever. And you outlast them and you play with patience. But today Stan was so consistent on the most of the match. Was there any point where you attempted to panic or once you have to maybe that guy more aggressive because this guy is just playing too well?
Well, I knew that he's going to play well, and he's going to be aggressive, and because I saw him play in the last few months, especially here against Murray and some matches, he's just feeling the ball great. You know, he's very confident, and there's no major flaws in his game. So knowing that, I came to the court, and as I said, I was a little bit tense, because then you have to be resistant to that, but also play your own style of the game. And I wanted to be aggressive, and then I started making mistakes, and he played well, and then it's, all of a sudden I was set and break down. But after that, I was mostly frustrated with my own mistakes in important moments. I was very, very bad realization of the break points. So maybe 20 break points, I got 3 or something. So that could have been much better for sure. But at the end of the day, it's a win, and I'm very glad.
Novak, going to those break points, especially in the 3rd game of the 5th set, it appeared that when you won the deuce point, got the ag, that it happened quickly, and all of a sudden maybe did you have enough time to mentally get ready for the next point? It seemed to vanish before you were actually ready.
Well, I can't really find an excuse in maybe the time that he takes between the points. Maybe sometimes
I was going to ask you that. What was
No, I mean he was okay. I mean I didn't mind that. I think that, as I said, no finding an excuse there. I was just frustrated that I could not capitalize on these opportunities. I've had points where I played, especially that 3rd game of the 5th set, where we were in the rally, and I was able to go for a shot, and I didn't, and he did. So I was back and forth, but even though I lost that game, I felt like, okay, now he's getting a little bit more tired, and this is my chance, maybe to step in and
Yeah, you alluded to this a little bit at the top, Novak, but the confidence that you have entering that fifth set, is that more a function of conditioning, or is it experience, or is it an equal combination of both of those things?
Well, experience is something that you cannot be born with, and it's something that you get playing a lot of matches on a big stage, so there is definitely part of it that belongs to experience. And but also belief, and just trying to stay emotionally stable and composed and just play the right game at the right time. I mean, it's easier said than done, definitely, but over the years playing a lot of 5 sets matches, especially here in Arthur-Ashe, I was more than successful here, so that's something that is always in the back of my mind when I come to the 5th set.
Novak, there's been a lot of talk about Andy Murray missing a little bit of edge this week because of what he went through at Wimbledon, but you've had a brutal summer as well, played even more matches than he has. I wonder how mentally fresh you feel at this stage.
Well, I'm always trying to push myself to the limit as much as I can go, because as I said before, Grand Slams are the tournament that I value the most, and this is where I need to find that last drop of mental, physical, emotional energy that I have in me. So, yes, I've had a tough season, but also the other top players had tough seasons so far. So I try to do my best in the important moments, and now I'm in the finals. Of course, I'm not as fresh as when I was at the start of the season, but I was looking forward to this, and I know that I'm going to be challenged, and I'm ready for that.
Novak, you didn't seem very happy when he took the medical timeout. What was your reaction? Why?
No, medical timeout was fine. With me. I mean, I have a great relationship with Stan, and I just minded the fact that like almost 5 minutes passed until he called the 3 minutes timeout. That's what I thought. That like too much time until he called. Okay, now it starts 3 minutes. So because he went out the court.
Novak, what do you feel about the Monday final? I mean, I suppose it's nice to have a day's rest after the semi-final, after a match like that, but at the same time, does it give you much time to recover from the Davis Cup?
Well, to be honest, I'm not in support of Monday final, but this is what it is. It's better to have Monday final now when you have a Saturday semi-final than a Sunday back-to-back 5 sets, in 2 days, like it was before. I mean, it's just an ongoing subject with for the US Open and people who are in the organization here. Hopefully, by the time, like in the next few years, we're gonna have to accept the Monday final, but after that, hopefully we can have the Friday, Sunday, like in every other Grand Slam. I don't see any reason why the US Open should get an exception in that. Monday finals definitely doesn't go in the favor of the players who are playing Davis Cup, and I've been playing Davis Cup semi-finals for the last few years, and now I have to play for my country again, which makes it much more difficult for me. It's a different continent, different time zone, different play indoors, these things go, so I got injured already a few times like this, and something that doesn't make me happy, but again, between Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Monday, I choose Saturday, Monday, but scheduling is definitely something that we have to make right, because opinions of the players should be respected more, in terms of scheduling, the matches on certain days. Like today, I mean, I didn't find it very fair to play at 12 o'clock during the first match, and I think I went to bed at 3 a.m. 2 days ago after my quarterfinals, where the other semifinalists had 3 days off. Basically, 3 days ago they played the quarterfinals, so I didn't find any logic in that, to be honest. But again, there's some other, I guess, influences that have more power than players, and this has to be changed, I guess.
Well, when you're on the court facing Rafa Nadal, how would you describe the mental and physical challenges?
When I'm playing Nadal, it's always it's probably the biggest challenge that you can have in our sport now. I mean, he's the ultimate competitor out there. He's fighting for every ball, and he's playing probably the best tennis that he ever played on hard courts. He hasn't lost a match on hard court this year, and we all knew that over the course of last 6, 7, 8 years, hardcourt hasn't been his favorite surface. He has got injuries, many injuries on this surface, but now he looks fit. He had 7 months off. He lost 3 matches this year, so we don't doubt he's the best player in the world this moment, this year. No question about it. And so in the way he's been playing, he's very confident. But you know, I know how to play, and hardcourt is the surface that, as I said, is my most successful surface, and I've played him here already twice in the finals, and I know what I need to do. Now it's of course easier to sit here and say I know what I need to do, but I got to do it on the court. So as I said, I have 2 days, and he has to win his match, of course, and we'll see. Whoever I play against, I'll be ready to give everything I have for the trophy.
Novak,
few more in English.
what does this battle for the number one mean to you?
Excuse me.
What does this battle for the number 1 ranking mean to you?
Well, it's important to me, of course. I've been finishing the year as number 1 last 2 seasons, and I know how much consistency and hard work and energy put into all this 10, 11 months of the season. You need to deliver in order to be number 1 of the world. So Rafa is, I think, in a better position right now for that for their rankings and for this position. But I'm still keeping that position going, and I'm fighting for it. You know, I need to play well, and I need to win tournaments in order to finish number 1, and I'm aware of that. But you know, this is not the first time that I have something like this in front of me.
Novak, there was a moment in the match when you were getting the crowd excited and reminded me of your match in 2011 against Roger Federer. So my question is, what role does emotion play for you in the kind of match you play today?
Well, the crowd is definitely something that you know, it's a very important part of the match, and especially at the later stages of Grand Slams, you want to have it. It's a necessary support that you need to, you know, kind of lift you up and give you wind in the back. And today the crowd was great. They supported him, they supported me, and they supported tennis. And most of all, I think it was packed stadium, and they watched our match all the way till the last point. And I thought that they were terrific. You know, for me as a player, it's a pleasure to play in front of such a crowd. Thank you.